Welcome back to Apple Pie Baking 101. My first video had the apple pie. The bottom I baked lightly so that hopefully it won't be so soggy once we cook the apples. My biggest problem is that the apples come out, the bottom of the crust always gets soggy, so I baked it first. And I baked the crust out of 2 cups of flour with 4 tablespoons of earth butter. I rolled it in a zip bag. I baked it for about 8 minutes, took it out, let it cool, and now I'm ready to get the next part, the top part rolled out. So I put the top part of the crust, this is a little bit for the top part of the apple pie. I put it in the zip bag. It makes a little bit less mess, but it's still messy, regardless. So there I use my little roller. I roll it all out. It's not a perfect crust, but I think it's going to come out pretty good. I noticed that with earth butter instead of margarine, the crust comes out a lot flakier. It's better for you too than regular margarine. So I've been using that lately. I don't use margarine anymore. I use earth butter. And for my crust, instead of using water, I always use orange juice. Orange juice to mix it always gives the crust a nice taste. Okay, so I have it ready to go. So all I have to do is just separate it here. It usually comes out pretty good. So if you can see, it comes out pretty cool. Then when I'm ready, I'll flip it, put it on the apples. Well, let's get the apples ready. I sliced 5 apples. They're like kind of like a gala apple, not a Macintosh. Could be Macintosh, not a delicious. Delicious is way too sweet and way too watery. So I sliced it, put it in this bowl, pretty thin slices. I think, and here's the sugar, about 1/2 cup sugar with about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. So just gonna put that in there. Stir it all about, shake it up good. Stir it all around, make sure all the apples are coated. And then to secure, I guess not secure is the word, to make sure that you have more of a little syrupy kind of a sauce when you bake the apples, I always add a little bit of flour. Some people put it in the bottom of the pie. I like it right on the apple because it just starts making almost like an applesauce taste to it. And here's the semi-cooked crust. I'm going to put the apples right on it. Again, this is just 4 apples. It's a regular 8-ounce pie crust. Pie pan. Okay. Just kind of make them nice and flat. Some people add bits of butter or margarine or earth butter. I do none of that. I just leave it the way it is. Doesn't need any more than the actual taste of the apples. So I'll put my hand inside the bag with a little flour. Sprinkle a little flour in there so that it's easier to take out. Flip it over, and usually it comes right out. If it breaks, no big deal, you just put it together. This time it didn't break. So, there it is. Just plop it right over the apples. And then you start crimping. And you're going to have it kind of loose because the other ends are already kind of cooked from the previous pie crust cooking, but this is just to lay it over the apples, so it's kind of like a loose apple pie. The top part is loose, the bottom is a little bit cooked, and we'll see if it comes out good. So that's about it. You can crimp it a little bit, but it doesn't really need it. Just put some little holes in here for the air. Get that out. And we're going to bake it about 35-40 minutes at 350. And we'll see how it goes. And that's it. Apple pie 101. Enjoy.